Hello YouTube viewers, Facebook friends, Facebook family, YouTube subscribers. Today is January the 7th, 2013. Excuse me, I keep getting that bad, boy. 2014, we're into a new year. Sometimes it takes some of us a few minutes to get used to the new year. Today I want to post a little something that just to give you a little food for thought. You know, you remember back in the day when the United States was like, 13 colonies in the southern states, pretty much just two countries that broke up and had to fight about it. They always call the Northern Army the Union, and that's basically what our country is, a union of 50 states, 50 whole states that we have in our modern era of life. But sometimes when I think about how it's made up, and this is just some food for thought that you can kind of look at and say, well, he might have a good idea or he's crazy, one of the two. But I kind of look at the country as this, as 50 plantations. And we have plantation owners. That's the top tier, the 1%. Who controls all of the economy and controls what goes on the plantation. Below the plantation owners, we have this second tier, which we'll call them the 2%. You got the wealthy people in that 1%. Those are wealthy people. In that second tier, you got rich people. Those that have, quite a bit. And below that, you have, I guess you could say, the top 4% or 3%, wherever you want to fit that in. They are the overseers of the plantation. And that's what I look at the Congress as, the overseers. Especially the Republican Party and the Tea Party Republicans. These are the overseers of the plantation, of 50 different plantations. Now, the reason I put it this way is because you always hear politicians, and I'm not excluding Democrats or progressives. You always hear these politicians talking about what the American people want, and more so with the Republicans, what the American people need. As if, you can tell me what I need rather than what I want. Now, below that third or fourth tier, we have what I refer to as the worker bees. We don't have any control over anything. We have some say in electing the guys that's in that fourth realm. And then some of those guys that's in that fourth realm, that's down there, playing around with the rich guys, is some of the 1%ers. They got to be down there to kind of run the show, to make sure that those in that bottom tier get the job done. They got to make sure that what that 1%er and that 2%er is sending down to the 3 and 4%ers is is purchasing what they need. You know, the control of the plantation. You know, it's a lot of things that seem to me that fits. You know, you got the guys that's cracking the whip. You know, you can't do this and you can't do that, or we won't let you do this, or we won't let you do that. And making legislation or policy or laws, as we call them, and determining what you can and can't do, what you will receive and what you will not receive. You know, it strikes me as, you know, a plantation owner, the overseer, and the next tier down there, the guy that's really the overseer's underboss, that's running things and making sure that, you know, whatever it's supposed to be, you're supposed to be getting is limited. You know, you got to make sure the worker bees don't get much, because if the worker bees get too much, you know, they're going to try to think they're at our level, and we can't have that. So you need to crack this whip. You need to stop this and stop a lot of things that would help the worker bees, kill the worker bees' ability to grow. You know, don't give them any education. You know, limit the education, limit the amount of food that they can get, limit how much money they can make, limit their control of their lives. You know, the abortion things, you know, the birth control issue that's going on. You know, and I have more to say about that in another post. But, you know, you limit everything that people can do. Have more babies. If you have more babies, then you have to pay more to raise those babies. You know, don't allow any control of behaviors. You know, if we have a war, we go down in the worker bee neighborhood and we get the worker bee guys and the girls and we send them off to fight the wars for us. You know, how do we limit the worker bee's ability to grow? Well, first off, we keep the wages low for the United States. And as a matter of fact, the wages are really too high. So we'll take some of these manufacturing jobs and some of the garment things, the makers and shoemakers and different things that we make in America, and we'll ship them overseas to China, India, you know, Taiwan, Thailand, the Philippines. You know, we'll ship all of this out to Japan and everywhere, and we'll get it made at a cheaper rate, and then we'll re-import it back into the United States and sell it to the worker bees, because they're going to need that stuff. Since nothing is being made in the United States of America, they have no choice but to buy what we export and re-import to the worker bees. You know, their clothing, much of their food. We don't grow a whole lot of stuff in the United States of America. Well, at least not enough to feed all the worker bees. You know, and we'll limit the worker bees to service industry, those that we allow to get a good education. We'll let them come work on Wall Street for, you know, nickels and dimes, while the guy that's over them, the 1%er that's over them, is cracking the whip and making millions every year, you know, and getting big bonuses, things like that. You know, do you see where I'm going with this? You know, we have a nation that have people that's wealthy that's at the top. What's the difference in that and then having the king and the queen of England? And then we have that one that's down below that, that's somewhat you know, close to the wealthy, but not quite as wealthy as some of them. And then below that we have the rich guys, you know, the guys that's making the big paycheck and have already have a good chunk of money. So we'll call them rich. We'll call the next one up semi-rich or wealthy, and then we'll call the wealthy. You know, because you have $1 million or $2 million or $3 million, that just means you're rich. Don't mean a damn thing. It don't mean that you're wealthy. $2 million you can lose in a day. $2 million you can go broke tomorrow in this economy and in this time and place. That ain't no money, you know, for anyone. But below that guy that's making that couple of million a year, that's getting all the perks because he's a senator or he's a representative of a state, below him, you know, people are living on crumbs, you know, $30, $40, $50,000 a year. The price of gasoline has gone up, the food goes up, the clothing goes up. You know, everything that you have to have is going up. The price is priced so that when you do get your paycheck, your ability to hold on to any of that is diminished because of the economy and the way the plantation owner, the overseer, and the whip cracker have it set up. You know, that's just some food for thought. When you look at the way our country is being ran right now, the way the Republican Party and the Tea Party is pulling and trying to deny everybody an opportunity to get anywhere. You know, it smacks of, you know, maybe we can say that we are slaves to the plantation owner, because, you know, many of us just don't see the light. We can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. We can't even see the shadow of the light from the end of the tunnel. You know, and it's kind of rough, you know, and especially when you have people telling you what you need and what you don't need. And when anytime you have someone telling you what you need and what you don't need, you have somebody putting a foot on your head, squishing you into the ground. That's just my thoughts. You know, I don't know, you know, how you might feel about it, but at the same time, you know, I welcome your opinion, and voice your opinion to me, respond to me, subscribe to me. I need some subscribers. So, you know, I just want to put that out there for a little food for thought. I want to thank you for viewing this. God bless you. God bless America. Ciao.